Welcome back.
Thank you.
How does it feel to know that you've been reinstated?
Yeah, look, it's great to be back. I 100% are grateful, and I don't take my reinstatement lightly, knowing what it means as a Silver Fern head coach. So it's awesome.
Do you have any mixed emotions about the role, given what's happened over the past couple of months?
No, I don't. If anything, it's really challenged me to really think about what my why is, and probably given me more impetus or strength to give it my best shot, and really looking forward to Commonwealth Games.
I'll start pretty broad. What happened? Talk me through what your experience has been.
Pretty bored. Look, I've been stood down or suspended over the last couple of months, and through that the lawyers have been doing their thing and been able to negotiate, and hence me coming back here and being reinstated. That's where I am, that's what I know. What I do also know is that I'm 100%, my 101 is working with people. Like, I'm very clear about what my priorities are and what matters most. One is people. It's always been one of my things that I'm really strong about, but also, you know, the person before they're actually an athlete. That makes sense to me. Next thing is about the integrity of me, the people that I work with, the program, the athletes, and the game, the legacy as well of the Silver Ferns in the game, and then also process. Those are the four clear things for me. So I found myself stood down, and I'm back.
Players obviously complained about something that's gone on in the Ferns camp in regards to your coaching. Do you know what the complaints are?
I don't have any specifics around what that is, and once again that led probably into my suspension and hence lawyers coming in. But I once again want to reiterate, I have no issue in regards to hearing the voice of the athlete. I think actually it's their prerogative, and if anything, I'm a strong believer, because that's the type of person that I am, is that people have the opportunity to tell their truth. So it's creating that environment, which is really important to me, and for people to be able to express themselves.
Do you know who complained?
No.
Do you have an idea of who complained?
No.
The word unsafe was used. Players felt unsafe in your environment.
Yeah.
How did that land with you when you first heard that?
Yeah, look, I once again, there's a lot that's actually out there. People know more than I do, you know, so I'm really open to hear the specifics. I need specifics to be able to provide solutions and to meet the need of the individual. And I'm happy to do that. But what I'm very clear about, it's not an environmental assessment. And I'm also very clear about the safeguards that we already have within the Silver Fern environment, and the great people who are who have the control, or have the expertise around health and wellbeing, and also female health. So to some degree, I'm just one person in the environment, and I get told what I need to do around that, because in high performance we run a very tight line sometimes.
Is it not incredibly frustrating for you though, to be stood down from your role in this very public event, and to not know why or have any specifics of who complained, what the complaints were? Because you've got to be able to fix this, right? Has this process been frustrating for you?
Yeah, I suppose for me, you know, when I think about emotions, it definitely has been up and down, and I've ridden the roller coaster of what that is. I have no issue, once again, around concerns of anybody within the environment. I want that, because then when I hear that, I know of the areas that we need to improve on. So what I would always say on the triangle, and what my role is as head coach, is to work with the individuals. Around the individuals, then I work with experts in the area to help guide me on that, which is the psych or the medical. My whole thing is around the opposition standards. That helps us set the standards, and then also the team first. So I've got to work with all three of those quadrants, but I work with others in regards to how we put that together. Listening to the player voice is my 101, and I'm happy to be able to know what those things are.
You said you know the areas that you need to work on. But if you don't know who complained or what the complaints were, how do you know what you did that was wrong? How do you make sure it doesn't happen again if you don't even know what was wrong?
Yeah, so what I do after every camp or tour, every time we're together as a team, we do reviews. So out of those reviews, then we set up what are the things that we need to improve on, whether from an individual perspective or what needs to happen in the program. So that's our 101. So coming out of January, what I did was PD. So I went off, looked at how I could improve or increase the player voice within the environment, worked with NRL clubs, worked with AFL to look at what their models were. I improved in regards to our strategic priorities, so had more of an athlete voice coming into the strategic priorities, and from there got a buy-in or an understanding of what that needed to be coming into the Silver Ferns and the international window, which we've just finished, or with Constellation Cup. And Tiny Jamison. I work one-on-ones with the players, I work with the leadership group monthly, so there's a lot of places that I hear the player voice. Every time that I'm talking to people, then I either adjust or change up or leave as it is. The big difficulty of what's happened now is I've never had the opportunity to be able to put all the work that everybody's done, not only me, but also the players, the clubs, into being able to put that into international window. So pretty much missed that phase.
After you were stood down, was there an investigation into you and your high performance environment?
No.
Why not?
After it was stood down, then it went straight into the support that I sought from the lawyers.
Did you agree to changes in your high performance environment?
No, I haven't agreed to any changes in the high performance environment. What I am clear on is that Netball New Zealand has the right to make changes, or they have the right to employ, or they have the right to contract people within the environment. I'm clear on that, but I haven't agreed on any changes at all.
Right, so if there was an investigation and you guys haven't agreed to any changes, what specifically were you talking about in the 2 months since you were stood down?
For me personally, I was talking about survival and reinstatement. That's really where I was. Every day was getting my job back and speaking my truth of where I was in moments of time. So that's my intention, and it always has been. Were you having direct personal conversations with the likes of Jenny Wiley and the Netball New Zealand board, or was it all through lawyers? Yeah, all through lawyers, apart from the mediation, so all lawyers.
Can you talk me through the mediation?
I can't talk you through that because that's part of the things that I can't comment on.
When was the last time you spoke to Jenny Wiley?
This morning.
Okay. And you haven't spoken to her about any of that, the high performance environment?
No, but we're over the week, we'll start to have those conversations. The biggest thing for me is working now, because I'm not available for November camp, is what's the next opportunities, and then starting the planning for Commonwealth Games.
Why do you still want the job, given everything?
Yeah, I know. I've asked myself that question. There's a couple of reasons. If I didn't believe or feel that I had the support of the majority of the team, I would have walked straight away right at the beginning. The second thing was about reputation, and I was glad that there's wording in the public release in regards to that there was nothing found, so that was really important to me. And then the third thing is I've done nothing wrong, you know, so I stand by that, and I love the team. I love the Silver Ferns. I've actually interviewed 4 times for this role, you know, so and the last one was actually been, you know, with our World Cup and getting 4th in that. So, you know, I could have had the job back then and rolled over, but I wanted to be interviewed and for it to be opened up. So, you know, I have a lot of passion, and I want to coach, and, you know, it's the best team that I could ever coach, so I love it.
Did you have offers from elsewhere?
Yes.
Can you tell me what they were? Where were they from?
Yeah, all over the way. So I've had offers since day one, which actually was very sweet of people. So as soon as people knew that I had been stood down, I had offers from everywhere.
Did you have offers to coach any other international teams?
No.
No, so we're talking English clubs, Australian clubs?
Yes, correct, or outside sporting industry.
Okay. Will there be personnel changes in your coaching team, do you think?
I haven't agreed to that at all. I'm really confident. The people that I work with are what I call masters in their trade or what they do, the experts. And that's why I'm really clear about I'm only one person. So when I think of Debbie and also Bryony, well, Debbie especially, we've been working over the last 3 or 4 years in regards to this cycle and working closely with the clubs. So what we do in the international scene is also our sharing of knowledge, but also expertise around the skill sets in clubland. And I feel with the current players that we have and the amazing skills that they've been able to showcase, we've moved hugely in that respect. With Bryony, she's over 20 years once again as a high performance coach. She's coached Swifts. She brings the expertise of opposition analysis because in the SSN they're playing against other countries. I've got a huge amount of people that I've worked with in our services, our sports psych. Our sports psych is we're probably the only team, to be honest, female team that has a sports psych in tours and in camps. And we have a group within our team, they're experts on, as I say, women's health, female health, and they're wanted by a lot of international countries and teams of what they can share. So I'm 100% confident with the people that we have. We are open to learn and to hear all ways that we need to be better. And once again, I accept that Netball New Zealand has the right to employ and contract people as they see fit.
But from your intention, you would like to keep the coaching team the same?
Correct.
Yeah, okay. So I suppose if there haven't been any agreed changes and you've been reinstated, you want the coaching team to be the same, you haven't agreed to any changes, has this all just been a big waste of time?
Well, for me it has. Well, for me, it's been very traumatic.
Traumatic, why?
It's been very traumatic. Well, I think, being stood down, like I've committed a lot to netball, not only in New Zealand, but also other countries. And this is what I do. So it's been a harrowing experience and something that I would not want on anybody else. So, there's always, once again, there's things that you can learn and I'm open for that, but, our legacy of netball and legacy of sport, we need to look at ways and processes that we can do that better where we uphold the mana of everybody involved.
Have the players reached out to you at all?
Yeah, I've had contact from some, yeah.
Of support? Messages of support?
Yeah, 100%.
What percentage of the dressing room do you think you have in your corner?
It's really hard because there's probably about 6 or 7 players. We're working in a new cycle. So there's probably 6 or 7 players that I haven't worked with at all. At this moment of time, it's always been a connection coming through the clubs, going through ANZ. So, there's already a group, but there's strong support in there. And I can't tell you what the numbers are.
What gives you confidence that you're able to unite this team then? Because if there have been complaints, players who obviously weren't happy, those complaints haven't resulted in any change, you're coming back in as coach, why would you be able to unite this group to win the Commonwealth Games gold next year?
Yeah, I mean, that's the task and challenge at hand. I don't believe, we're never, in high performance, things are never linear. There's things that people like and things that people don't like. 100% will listen to the person. If anything, whoever those people are, I love them, I'll go to their house with their mums and dads and their aunties and their nannies to make them feel safe and comfortable. I'll do anything for them to be able to perform and to be happy. You know, so these are the things that we got to work through, but I'm really confident, once again, that the support is majority. So I'm happy to listen to those ones who are, you know, who are not happy.
What have you been told about why you can't go on the Northern Tour?
Yeah, just around disruption, which I understand. I really do. I think the last 2 games that they've been able to perform out there in Constellation Cup, you know, they've taken that long to get to there. But it's only commendable of the coaches and what they've been able to do so far. It would have been unbelievable for those players and those coaches to go in when I was stood down, and their ability to find a good base and consolidate. So I understand that. I would have loved to be there, because you know, Commonwealth Games is where I'm heading, and I don't get any opportunity to work with those people. And the hardest thing, I would say, because of that, the pressure now goes back on the individuals, on the players, because there won't be any trials that they have to perform in domestic competitions. So the pressure goes back on them to do that. Unfortunately, I haven't been able to work with them to know what they can actually do.
Because obviously there are no tests scheduled between after the Northern Tour to the Commonwealth Games. So you'll be going in to that first Commonwealth Games match, as things stand, not having coached a Silver Ferns game in almost 2 years. How difficult is that going to be?
Yeah, look, these are I have to be quite creative, and I've got to work through that with Netball New Zealand. But it's like a builder, you've got to build. You know, I'm a coach, and where I coach is on court, I'm in training. That's what I do, that's my trade. So I've got to find ways that I can do that. This year, actually, I worked with the under-17 Bay of Plenty team and the secondary school team. So, you know, those were opportunities that I did. I've worked with basketball, you know, I get on the court. So I've got to keep my hand in, and I need to explore what opportunities I can to do that, so I keep myself sharp.
Did you watch the games, the Tiny Jamison Constellation Cup? Did you watch all of those? Or did
No,
you didn't watch them?
No, I couldn't. The games that I did watch was test number 3 and 4 of Constellation Cup. So I watched the goodies. It was too raw and just too emotional for me. I wasn't ready to be able to watch those games at that time. But now that I'm reinstated, I'll be able to go back and watch them.
What did you make of the games you did see?
Oh, I loved them. Yeah, real cool. Good to be able to see them get back. One of the things is that defensive, you know, we're strong in regards to our off-ball marking and our ability to work for and with each other. Good that they got back to that stage, because I think we're formidable. That's our DNA. So lovely to see that. So strong, so amazing to see the personalities that were starting to shine, and massive work from all of them to be able to get themselves to that space and to be able to perform.
You wouldn't have seen it live then, but I imagine you did see Grace's speech after that third Tiny Jamison game. How did you receive that? What did you think when you saw that?
Yeah, I didn't receive it live. I actually was watching the grand finals of NRL.
Oh, really?
So I wasn't watching that, but as soon as it went on, my phone started going beep, 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 and I wondered what was happening, and then I re-watched it. I just, oh man, like my heart just sung when she did that, and you know, once again, she's speaking her truth, and so courageous and so strong. And once again, it's, you know, people have issues. People want to stand in their own truth, their own mana. I'm all up for that, you know. So I thought it was beautiful and really heartfelt.
And what have you made, I suppose, of the public support? I don't know if you know this, but I was sent this. There was people were organising a protest in the streets for a couple of days. It was scheduled for a couple of days after you actually got reinstated. But the kind of public support that you've got, what have you made of that? Has it taken you by surprise?
Yeah, it was very overwhelming, I must say. You know, like when it all, right at the beginning when I was stood down, you know, you get a bit of doom and gloom, and because it's so front-facing as well in the public, and you can't talk. You know, as I say, you're riding the waves of the up and down and all the emotion that go with that. But to get such overwhelming support, like, it actually made me feel that I wasn't alone. And I had people coming and just texting me all the time, how are you, if you want to talk to me. So it actually kept me going, and kept me strong. And it's, I think at the end of it, people, my dad always said that people will speak, so once again, if they say, Noeline, you need to go, time's up, I'm fine to do that. And that's with the team as well. I have no qualms in that.
And lastly, what is your message to your team, Silver Ferns, who are going to welcome you back? What do you want them to know, and what do you want to say to them? Yeah,
it's, for us, it's always been about our values, pure. And those values have always, the values that have been set before us, and a lot of those women who have been part of what we've done over the last 6-7 years, but also the foundations that were sent up for us moving forward. I'm not only looking at the 2027 World Cup, this current squad I believe will go for the next two Netball World Cup. So my role as the head coach obviously is to stay strong to our values, but also massively about our legacy. It's the understanding and acknowledgement of those ones who have come before us, and it's our place for us now to set it up for those ones coming after. All I can say is I love you, I'll be here for you, and we're heading towards Commonwealth Games and Netball Cup, World Cup. Let's go.
Were you cheering for the Broncos or the Storm?
Oh, I was actually Broncos,
but
Broncos.
Okay.
But I've got history with the Storm through my time with Lightning. So thing is with Broncos, when they let that ball go and they let the X Factor, that's sort of what we're like, so they play beautiful rugby league. It's awesome. I think that maybe the last 18 or 19 years they haven't won at all.
Awesome, thank you so much.
You're welcome.